I'm Vena. I got my real estate license when I was 18 years old. I'm now 20, I made 6 figures, and this is what I would do if I were to start from square one. So first off, after I graduated high school, I dropped out of college. I would 100% make that decision again because I could always go back later and I did not want to spend the money on college. So instead of going to college, I signed up for my 90-hour real estate class. While I was working on the course, I didn't do anything else. I just studied the course. What I would do is as soon as I signed up for that course, I would look for a brokerage in my area with opportunities for people who are trying to get into the field. So if that included job shadowing, prospecting for other agents for free, getting coaching resources for free, I would commit time to working with that brokerage while I'm getting my real estate license. Because let me tell you, that real estate course is boring and it doesn't teach you real skills. It teaches you how to pass a test and it does not involve sales training, how to find leads, any of that. So if I'm interning at a brokerage while I'm getting my license, then once I have my license, I'll be ready with the skills to make the big money as a newly licensed agent.
My top 5 secrets to becoming a successful real estate agent. Number 1, stop wasting your time and start managing your time. The number 1 reason people are not successful at anything is because they waste time all day instead of focusing on what they're doing. Number 2, get clients by grabbing all the contacts in your phone, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and put them in a CRM. If you don't know what a CRM is, Google it. Number 3, hire an admin assistant even if you think you don't need one. Trust me, this one's big. Number 4, focus on what brings the most money, prospecting, and leave the paperwork to your admin assistant. Number 5, implement and document your systems so somebody else could copy, paste, and do the same thing you're doing so that more cash could come into your business. Easy as that. So for more real estate facts and tips, follow me on Instagram and TikTok.
If you're ever gonna own rental property, you better have reserve. You see this house here you got? It's vacant. It's costing me $2,000 a month. And man, you have 10 of them that's vacant at one time. That's 20 grand a month. It will bankrupt you overnight, and that's a fact.
Here's number 1 real estate tip that nobody talks about. It's not burst strategy, it's not flipping, and it's not wholesaling. It's called rental arbitrage business. Rental arbitrage is basically renting an apartment or a house and you're legally subleasing it and making rent on top of your rent. So let's say your rent is $3,000 a month. You advertise it on the websites like Airbnb, VRBO, Expedia, and you make $6,000 a month. You pay the rent $3,000 and you take home $3,000 every single month passively. In fact, this is a strategy that I used to become a multi-millionaire by age 26. So if you want to learn how I did this, give me a follow and I'll teach you everything.
Tell me a real life money hack. I'll go first. You buy a house and you have a real estate license, you can represent yourself as a buyer's agent and get paid the commission. Me as a real estate agent, if I go buy a $250,000 house, I get $7,500 back as commission that I can use on the house. Also just make a lot of money as a real estate agent.
You've passed your real estate license exam. Here's what you do next. First things first, join an agency like mine. But be careful. Many real estate agencies will sign you up to long contracts and charge huge percentages in fees. So do your due diligence. Second, get a real estate coach immediately. They do not teach the business of real estate at school, and your broker won't teach you either. Because if you want to make millions in this game, you gotta have a great teacher, like me. And finally, pick up the phone and go get those clients. For more real estate facts and tips, follow me on TikTok and Instagram.
So here's a little unconventional thought. A lot of times first-time home buyers think that they should just buy a condo or an apartment or maybe a small single-family home, live there for a few years, and then sell it and buy their next place. But I would say a great idea for building long-term wealth and building your portfolio is maybe you have that first property be a duplex, where you live in one of the units and you rent out the other. Or maybe it's a triplex, or maybe it's a fourplex, because believe it or not, you can get residential financing on up to 4 units. So can you imagine if the first house you bought, you're living in one of the smaller units of the 4 and you're renting out the others, you live there for at least, 3 years, and then you, instead of selling it, you keep it. And now you have a rental property. And you can then either take some equity out and buy your next property, but the bottom line is you're gonna hold on to that property and you're gonna build financial freedom from that, because it doesn't matter when you buy real estate, it matters how long you hold it.
So a lot of you have been asking this question. So this is how you get started in real estate. If you have $0 to start with, becoming a real estate agent is the fastest way to make the most amount of money in the least amount of time. Let me show you how easy it is to get your real estate license. I'm going to show you 3 different examples from 3 different states. Remember, you got to be 18 years old, but that doesn't mean you can't start saving money when you're younger. In Florida, you sign up for the course, it takes 63 hours, and then voila, you pass the exam. In California, it's a 135-hour course, and then you pass your exam. Finally, in Texas, it's 180 hours, and then you pass your exam. You get your license, you join an agency. You join an agency, you start selling properties. You start selling properties, you start making some great commissions. After you make your commissions, you save your commissions. After you save your commissions, you start investing in real estate. Voila, you got it. Follow me on TikTok and Instagram.
I bought this townhouse for $350,000, put $75,000 into it, put it on the market at $525,000, didn't pay a commission because I'm a real estate broker, and I made $100,000 profit. Now let me show you what I did with that $100,000 profit. So I took the $100,000 profit I made on the townhouse plus the down payment, and I bought this beautiful 8-plex gorgeous building for $950,000. I put $170,000 down, which gives me a mortgage of $780,000. The wonderful thing is at the time, the rent pay all the mortgage and expense. So this building costs me $0. It's going to be worth millions very, very soon. I can show you how to do the same. Just follow me on TikTok and Instagram.
Here are the 3 best locations to buy a house or an investment property. Number 1, next to a school or a university. 2 is next to a hospital. 3, where there's a lot of businesses and factory that provides jobs opportunities for people. Because it's easier to sell, easier to rent, it's much more desirable because it provides convenience for people and it appreciates much, much more compared to other locations in your city.
Here's how I make myself stand out to $1 million homeowners in Boston, Massachusetts. I always go the extra mile by writing a handwritten note. I include my business card so they can call me when they decide to sell. I keep my picture nice and big so they know who's sending it and I don't seem like a stranger. I go to lick the envelope and remember we're in a pandemic. Not to worry because we've got the T-Wax. Then I pick a wax seal. Nah, too romantic. Nah, too Christmassy. Perfect, B for Brendan. I use this one because it looks really nice and also it sends the message that this is a personalized note just for me. Inside the note, I always make sure to explain exactly how I'm going to help them sell their house, why I'm the best person for the job, and what I bring to the table. I'm using dark blue because that's the Coldwell Banker color. And don't worry, 99% of people don't use the color meanings exactly, so it's fine that I'm using this color. I make sure to center the stamp. Finally, I hit it with the gold and wait for the sellers to give me a call. Like and follow for more.
Not a lot of people know about this, but you can buy a rental property without any income and without credit. Let me show you how. We found an owner who was willing to do a seller finance deal, which basically means that he was going to act as the bank. Here's a seller financing addendum that we use. You can also get one for free online. Alright, so this is how the numbers break down. We put down $5,000 as a down payment. Our purchase price was $145,000. We negotiated a 3.5% interest rate. And our monthly payment is $651. And then we amortize it over 30 years, but it's due in 20. So we have a balloon payment in 20 years. We're going to rent out both units for about $2,000. And after all expenses, we're going to cash flow $900 per month. Give us a follow and we'll teach you these strategies for free.
Here are my top 3 careers in real estate that people don't know about. All of these can easily make you over $100,000 a year. Career number 1 is real estate photographer. I know this career well because we pay for pictures every single week, and we're usually paying $100 to $200 per house. It'll take about 2 to 3 hours per house between taking pictures and editing, but you could do a couple of houses a day and make big money. Number 2 is a transaction coordinator. Essentially, you're handling all the paperwork in a real estate transaction. Typically, they get paid about $300 per deal. It can be done remotely and you can handle a lot of volume. Look into your state's requirements on what's needed. Number 3 is a home inspector. Home inspections typically range from $200 to $500. And essentially you inspect the home and write a report for the buyer. This requires a little more work than the real estate photographer, but if you can do a couple of homes per day, you're gonna make a lot of money. Check with your state on the different requirements needed. And there are a lot more ways to make money in real estate, so make sure you subscribe to my YouTube and give me a follow here as well.
Just don't wanna explain it, but it's sometimes I wanna don't hold it against me if I'm down, leave me, let me be.
You're gonna save a lot of money if you listen to this real estate tip. Before you buy a property, you need to check the square footage with the assessor. Pricing is based on square footage. The brochure says 2,200 square feet. The county assessor says 1,300 square feet. Great question. What you're going to do is you're only going to make an offer based on the square footage provided by the county assessor. Tell the broker that and it's going to justify your price. This property's been sitting on the market for a really long time because it was priced incorrectly, and it's honestly because the buyer bought it wrong and he doesn't want to eat the loss. But this buyer was actually a marijuana grow. I see this all the time in Denver. People just coming in and not really know what they're doing and then buying the wrong type of property. That's why we don't do dumb deals. Follow my TikTok for more real estate source advice.
I'm going to show you how easy it is to make $50 an hour, even if you're a teenager, so that you can start saving up real money to buy your first investment property. The first thing you do is get on your computer. Once you're on your computer, you search up any real estate platform where real estate agents have their properties listed, such as Zillow.com, Realtor.ca, or MLS. Now find any property listed, scroll down, find the listing agent and get their contact information. Next, go on Canva.com and create an ad for that same property. Once you create the ad, put a sample cover on it. Now send the sample ad to the real estate agent. If they like your ad, they'll most probably do business with you because successful real estate agents do not have time to be making these ads for their social media, websites, and Facebook ads. Then you offer the same service to other real estate brokers and agents and charge anywhere between $10 to $15, and that'll give you a minimum of $50 an hour.